The extremely interesting Magnet Warrior disappearance? Sure to smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more Oz content. And yes, Kongs still has the mystery packs up if it is something that you like. People love these styles of products. That's why I'm still continuing to shout them out. You know, having an opportunity to get some crowns for the future, or a crown in general, seems like a kind of fun opportunity, and people love opening up stuff. So I'll leave a link down below. Discount code MCO40 will save you on your purchase. So we have Beta, the electromagnetic warrior. You might not know this, but these are $8 to $9 a piece. Now you might be, wondering, well, Robbie, all this does on normal or special adds a level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, except for a copy of Beta. And what, you only use this effect of Beta once per turn, and during your opponent's turn, we tribute this special summon a level 4 Magnet Warrior monster from the deck. It's actually not too bad. Now, when you come in here to the Yugimoto deck, you're going to notice he's at the top, but then you're also going to notice Gamma also has some insanely interesting value down here, also coming in at $6, $7 a piece, which is kind of hilarious. And you also come even further down here, the Alpha also is coming in about $3 to $4 a copy. It's really funny because it just says rerouting deck Magnet Warrior FTK or Magnet Warrior deck from what is this, the 18th or 2018? That's crazy to think about. And then good old Berserkion here also is sitting at, I mean, a little bit cheaper than the others, but the whole point is all 4 of these Magnet Warriors, which were exclusive to the Yugimoto structure deck, which, by the way, sealed of these are near some stupid unobtainium numbers. It's just kind of crazy to me to think about here. Magnet fields are... You mean to tell me this stupid magnet field also is worth $2 to $3? Yeah, it does appear to be so. I'm just impressed. The Buster Blader from this set was also $2. The magical Dark Magic Inheritance is also $2 to $3. I guess this whole deck just has some sort of long-term value, but it's only just the Magnet Warrior cards for the time being. So that's your fun fact of the day right there, that those Magnet Warriors also, I mean, you do have rock support coming, so it does make sense. Contact out. You're seeing this correctly. 9 listings this. What is this? Return 1 Neos Fusion monster you control to the Fusion deck. If all the Fusion materials listed on that Fusion monster are in your deck, you can special summon them. This card, I kid you not, $7 to $10? $10 a copy right now. Per copyist. Now, this is all the way back from Gladiator's Assault. So, I mean, there is a slight chance that you could go into your bulk and you could probably find these. I mean, it's entirely possible, but it's just funny to think about here that an old card like Contact Out has any sort of actual value. But I mean, it never got reprinted, and also it does allow you to multi-attack, attack once with a fusion, use this, kick back, bring out the 2 bodies, and go. There is some relevance to this. It does work out. Hida, the Fire Channeler. This card also has not really repopulated. We're down to 9 listings for this thing right now. And the crazy part is, I mean, like, I see 25s on up to 30, and we do kind of see a little bit of a ramp up a little bit over time here. You do eventually see the 3250, and then you just kind of hit this magical invisible wall of like $85. Now, I'm not spending $85 on this, and nor should you, but this is, I guess people are convinced that, I honestly, I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess. It's always treated as a charmer card, so there is some relevance in that. The Legendary 5Ds decks, finally. All right, technically today is the release for Enneacraft and Friends, but this is technically, stores are finally getting this. We are finally down to $38.97 a piece. You have lived long enough on the market to finally see this drop happen. And I'm happy to see this, man. I really am. $39 has been what looks like the norm at this point in the last couple hours. So I mean, they're what, 32 MSRP? If you factor in the shipping is the extra $6, then it's not the exact worst adjustment of pickup value that you could actually have. So, a little bit of a fun fact there. How is C104 doing? Because, you know, we've been recently seeing, you know, the reprints coming. Well, it appears that, from what I've been seeing, the super rare has been feeling a little bit of the burn. Now, they were 29s earlier in the day, actually. So, it just appears very recently that these have been kind of reversing course here. And we are seeing people pick these back up again. In terms of your completed, to back that up, I mean, you had a 28, a 34, you had a 40. That was it. I mean, I guess somebody must have updated their prices, but should you pick this up? I don't really have an answer for you. If you plan on playing anything canine related and you think that this is a card that is going to be relevant for you for a while, then yes, you might want to pick this up. That would make the most sense to me on the long term of things. You know, if it all depends on how much application you think you're going to need here for setup. Double Cyclones. This card's been gaining a lot of traction, man. These are $3-4 now for Speed Duel Commons. Double Cyclones are now $2-3. The Duelist Pack Jadens are also up now. Speed Duel Trials of the Kings, these are 4s basically, and these are like 2 to 3s. So what you're dealing with in the course of the market right now is people are still seeing this card as a very, very, very big side deck choice. You know, being able to use this against Flame is absolutely amazing, but now you're starting to actually see the uptick in the market where you're not being left much of a choice for this, you know. Obviously, Dracotail didn't have exactly the greatest performance during the last YCS, which I guess could make a little bit of a push down on this, but we'll wait and see. Radiant Typhoon cards. So evidently, we're seeing more buyouts on the top end of the Radiant Typhoon stuff. And I have warned you guys, and I have said, you know, this deck it performs every other week in the OCG. You know, the Link 2 does great things for this. The extra extender body does a lot of crazy things for this. Forbidden Crown does good things for this deck. This deck really, really, really is getting the best of all the worlds here. And it's crazy to me to think any differently on this. So, looks like $30 copies of this. Swen is still expensive. Crocias are still $29. Looks like Starlights for the Phonics, 20s. Our Crocias are actually moving back up. I see 11-19s here, so we are starting to see some movements. Swen's still at 7s. Chance still at 4 to 5s. Aldom's still basically 2s. And then, of course, you know, the Radiant Typhoon Vision, the card that wishes it would have been a holo. Still very, very cheap. So, keep an eye on this stuff, alright? Reeling Karibo. This card is distributed. Draw a card. If a monster you control be destroyed by battle, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. That's a pretty gosh darn good Karibo. It's self-replacing on Ritual Summon, but what's going on down here? Why are there only 5 listings on this card? So it appears for whatever reason that the jump version of Reeling Karibo is just non-existent. Advent calendars are also kind of short, but for the other versions of this card floating around in the market, they are starting to get a little spookily low. We've also got Vision Hero increases. I've been just watching the Secret Rare for this because it's one of those cards that is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Right now I'm here $5-6 a copy, which actually is not too terrible. Card's definitely doing some cruise control status, which is actually not bad. And then for you enjoyers of older cards, where I may decrease your opponent's life points by 3. I love that that terminology. But it does look like you're coming in about $32, $29. You get a mod play for $20. But these sell very far in between. I see somebody had kickback money and they picked them up, which, I mean, getting, you know, 10% back is definitely worth exploring. So what do you guys think about today's little market of things? Please, you know, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'm a little bit intrigued to see where things kind of go from here, but it's definitely a market, that's for sure. You guys have a good rest of your day. Patrons! Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.